Hello and welcome everyone. I am Deepali, khetrapal, an NLP practitioner. I am here to discuss with you certain core values which may seem small but play an important role in achieving success in life. Do hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss upcoming episodes. So, we will be discussing the meaning of these values through various examples and stories and how we can imbibe these values and make them a part of our life. Let me start with a small incident. A wife asks her husband, "Would you please go shopping for me? Buy 1 carton of milk and if they have eggs, get 6. A short time later, the husband comes back with 6 cartons of milk. The wife asks him, "Why on earth did you buy 6 cartons of milk?" He replied, "They had eggs." Good communication is not as easy as it sounds. Misunderstandings can happen so easily. Are we really listening to what is actually being said? Let's discuss about listening today. Hearing and listening are not the same. You hear music, the sound of rainfall, or the sound of food being prepared in the kitchen. Listening, on the other hand, requires attention, comprehension of the message that's being relayed, and recollection of what's been said. A good listener will listen not only to what is being said, but also to what is left unsaid or only partially said. Effective listening, therefore, involves observing body language and noticing inconsistencies between verbal and non-verbal messages, as well as just what is being said at any given moment. For example, if someone tells you that they are happy with their life but through gritted teeth or with tears filling their eyes, you should consider that the verbal and non-verbal messages are in conflict. Maybe they don't mean what they say. Listening is therefore not just a matter of using your ears but also your eyes. Let me ask you a question. Are you a good listener? I'm sharing certain principles of good listening. You can judge for yourself. If you are following these principles, then you already are good listeners. And if not, then you can follow these principles and become good listeners. First step is stop talking. Don't talk, listen. In the words of Mark Twain, if we were supposed to talk more than we listen, we would have 2 tongues and 1 ear. When somebody else is talking, listen to what they are saying. Do not interrupt. Talk over them or finish their sentences for them. Stop and just listen. When the other person has finished talking, you may need to clarify to ensure you have received the message accurately. Second, prepare yourself to listen. Relax. Focus on the speaker. Put other things out of mind. The human mind is easily distracted by other thoughts. What's for lunch? What time do I need to leave to catch my train? Is it going to rain? Try to put other thoughts out of your mind and concentrate on the messages that are being communicated. Third, put the speaker at ease. Help the speaker to feel free to speak. Remember their needs and concerns. Nod or use other gestures or words to encourage them to continue. Maintain eye contact but don't stare. Show you are listening and understanding of what is being said. Next, remove distractions. Focus on what is being said. Don't doodle, shuffle papers, look out the window, pick your fingernails, etc. Avoid unnecessary interruptions. These behaviors disrupt the listening process and send messages to the speaker that you are bored or distracted. Next point is empathize. Try to understand the other person's point of view. Look at issues from their perspective. Let go of preconceived ideas. By having an open mind, we can more fully empathize with the speaker. If the speaker says something that you disagree with, then wait and construct an argument to counter what is said, but keep an open mind to the views and opinions of others. Be patient. Be patient and let the speaker continue in their own time. Sometimes it takes time to formulate what to say and how to say it. Never interrupt or finish a sentence for someone. Next point, avoid personal prejudice. Try to be impartial. Don't become irritated and don't let the person's habits or mannerisms distract you from what the speaker is really saying. Focus on what is being said and try to ignore the styles of delivery. Listen to the tone. Volume and tone both add to what someone is saying. A good speaker will use both volume and tone to their advantage to keep an audience attentive. Everybody will use pitch, tone, and volume of voice in certain situations. Let these help you to understand the emphasis of what is being said. Next point, listen for ideas, not just words. You need to get the whole picture, not just isolated bits and pieces. Maybe one of the most difficult aspects of listening is the ability to link together pieces of information to reveal the idea of others. With proper concentration, letting go of distractions, and focus, this becomes easier. Wait and watch for non-verbal communication. Gestures, facial expressions, and eye movements can all be important. We don't listen just with our ears but also with our eyes. Watch and pick up the additional information being transmitted via non-verbal communication. Now, what are the benefits of being a good listener? There are numerous benefits associated with being a good listener. People with refined listening skills can help others feel secure in expressing their opinions. They may also be better able to reduce tension during arguments and communicate respect to the speaker. Other potential benefits include being more likable, building stronger relationships, and having a clearer understanding of what's being discussed. Good listeners are more likable. Individuals with strong listening skills are present in the conversation. People who listen with focus are often perceived as more likable. Good listeners build strong relationships. Communication is not a one-way street. Good listeners show interest, ask open-ended questions, and acknowledge what's being said. This helps reduce misunderstandings and builds stronger relationships. Good listeners have a clearer understanding of the topics being discussed. Individuals with refined listening skills seek to fully understand the speaker's message. They pay attention to both verbal and non-verbal cues and ask for clarification when needed. Here's another story. Jerry was walking down a sidewalk in Washington, D.C. with a Native American friend who worked in the Bureau of Indian Affairs. It was lunchtime in Washington. People were hustling and bustling along the sidewalks, and car honks and hurried engine noises filled the streets. In the middle of all this traffic, Jerry's friend stopped and said, "Hey, a cricket." "What?" said Jerry. "Yeah, a cricket," said his friend. "Look here." And he pulled aside some of the bushes that separated the sidewalk from the government buildings. There in the shade was a cricket chirping away. "Wow," said Jerry. "How did you hear that with all this noise and traffic?" "Oh," said the native man, "it was the way I was raised, what I was taught to listen for. Here, I'll show you something." The native man reached into his pocket and pulled out a handful of coins, nickels, quarters, dimes, and dropped them on the sidewalk. Everyone who was rushing by stopped to listen. Becoming a better listener takes practice, but if you succeed, you'll find yourself learning new and interesting things about the people you communicate with. You may also find you are better at picking up subtle messaging cues others may miss. A number of specific strategies can be applied to listening, but they all share one key element: being present and attentive during conversations and respectful of those involved. This ability can help you be a more effective partner, parent, student, and co-worker. When we listen to others, whether it be a stranger that we meet as we go about our day, or a friend or a family member who is in the thicket of struggle, or just simply needing to share whatever is pressing upon their heart at that moment, we pave the way for effective communication. And when we communicate effectively, we create a world where dreams know no limits and potential has no end. This is your friend Deepali Khetrapal signing off. Stay tuned, keep smiling. God bless.